Shalom, this is Avram Shira at the grave of Rachel, the great mother of Israel. And you see behind me this big olive tree. I remember when they planted it and it was completely bare, obviously uprooted from somewhere else and brought here and replanted. And if you look at it now, see, it's so massive and dense and strong. And I thought, this is Am Yisrael. We were uprooted from our land. We were taken all over the world. We spread the Torah. We spread the values of Torah. We spread the wisdom that God had given us. We spread the laws and the righteousness of our sages. And then God said, it's time to come home, folks. And He put us back in the land. And all our leaves fell off. And our roots were a little in shock, shall we say. Culture shock. I guess trees have culture shock too. And but slowly but surely, we're taking hold. We're reaching into the earth. We're grasping a new hold of this holy land. Eretz Yisrael, Rabbi Nachman teaches, is not like any other land. Some people say that the soul of the land here is a greater soul than you'll have anywhere else in the world. That the earth itself is sanctified by the good deeds that are done here. There's a whole Mishnah on it with many different aspects of why. But the chief reason that they say that the land is holy is because we give charity from the land, from our crops, from our fruits, from our animals, even our children. We have to give a pidyon, a redemption to the Kohen, because God brought us out of Egypt in this week's Parsha, and that bringing out of Egypt was God was saying, I'm going to save your kids, but you're going to give your kids to my service, and your children and your children's children for 3,500 years, give or take. We have been working that deal with God. And so no one's going to erase that, and no one's going to take that away. No one's going to argue us, and use some media spin to convince the world. The world is convincing itself because it's jealous and it's angry and it's hateful. Not everybody, but enough people to twist the media, to twist the narrative, and to change the context of what's happening here. Because God only created the Jewish people for one reason, to help the rest of the world. Because the rest of the world was falling apart 20 generations before Abraham came into the world. The world was, every generation was sinking further and further into immorality. The Zohar says a beautiful thing. It says, the whole creative process is embodied in a rose. A rose starts out as a stem. It has a lot of thorns. Those are the nations. There was no Jewish people. Then out came the lower flowers with the lower leaves, which are strong and sturdy and protect the inner leaves and the inner flower. And each one is a level. The nations, then the Jewish people, then the land and Jerusalem, and then the Shekhinah herself is that essential part of the flower. So the whole structure of a rose and how it grows is how humanity has evolved from a cluster of chaotic nations to a nation of order, of structure, of will, of understanding, of connection. And then that nation would produce the great tzaddikim that ultimately produces the redemptive spirit, and that produces a hope for all of humanity. So on this day, the happy tree day, Tu B'Shvat, where the soil starts to move and the sap starts to go and the trees start to reach out into the world again, this is who we are, and this is why we're here. And I hope all of you reach deep inside and find that living tree inside yourself and be strong with it and recognize the truth and stand for the truth, because that's really what it's about. God is telling the world, stand up, be counted. Who are you for? The truth or some twisted narrative of hate and jealousy and pain? God bless you all.